So these are the little pots that I've started, and when I say pots, a lot of them are just little styrofoam cups. But what I'm gonna do is take some of my seeds, which are sprouted. This is some dahlia seeds, and let me just show you how I do this. So basically, I take my seeds out and I just check to see, here I can see the little roots are actually coming all the way through. So I'm gonna just open up this paper towel. And as you can see, I've got some great little seeds that have sprouted. And I think in this situation, I'm actually gonna get a little bit of water and put it on the paper towel, just so I can show you how I separate them when they start getting big like this. Now I don't want a whole lot of water, just a little tiny bit. So I'm just gonna put a couple of drops on this paper towel, like so. And then what I'm gonna do, since these are kind of large, I'm gonna just separate the paper towel until I can pull the seeds apart. Now you wanna try to keep as much of the root intact as possible. And I can kind of see where these roots are. Let me just show you the first one. Kind of hard to see, but basically this little one right here, I have a little bit of paper towel on it. I don't think I'm gonna fiddle with that. I'm just gonna leave it be. If I can get a little bit of it off, that'd be great. But all I'm gonna do then is just make a little bit of hole here. And I'm just gonna cover it with a little soil. Now, I typically put 4 of these in each pot. So this is the first, might be easier to show you here. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through and get as many of these as possible. And some of these have actually quite long roots. I probably should have checked them a couple of days ago. But these dahlias grow very, very, very fast. Okay, here's a really good one to show you. This one, it's actually 2 of them, just to show you what a long root this one has. Look at that. Isn't that something? So what I'm gonna do is make a little hole. That one's gonna be a little bit further down. And I'm just going to put that right in there. And like I said, I'm gonna do 4 to a little pot. And as soon as I can see that if all of these are taken, I'm gonna transplant them, 1 in each of their own little pots. But for today, all I'm gonna do is just separate them like this. Now, if any of them don't take, I actually just throw those away. It's not a big deal. And here's my first pot done. Simple as it can be. There's 4 little dahlia plants. They have sprouted and hopefully they'll all turn into beautiful dahlia flowers. So I get these they're larger than an ice cream stick. I like these because you can write more on them. And all I'm gonna do is put the name of the plant. So here, this is a dahlia. Like so. And I'm just gonna put that right in the pot so I remember what it is. And that's it. I do this with each seed that I have. If I end up with too many seeds, sometimes I'll, give those to some other people who are looking for plants. But as soon as I get my 4 little plants potted, I actually put a little bit of water on them, like so, not too much, and just kind of fluff them back up a little, like so. This is really, really, really easy. It just takes a lot of time. So let me work on this for a while because I'll be doing this for probably an hour or 2. And then I'll come back and I'll show you what they look like when I put them under the grow lights. Now this little Brandywine is much more what I'd like to see in a seed. It's, as you can see, it's not quite as big, but it's big enough. It's starting to sprout. It's getting its first leaves. And so all I'm gonna do is just put it in the potting medium, and this is what they look like. This particular one, after they've sprouted. They're just a little bit easier to plant when the roots aren't quite as long. So I think I'm gonna have about 8 of these, which are gonna be great tomatoes. This is a Brandywine tomato, and these are gonna be a really nice addition to my garden this year. There's the Brandywine. There's 4 of those. So that process actually took me about 2 hours. It took longer than I thought it would, but let me show you what things look like. And I think everything looks pretty good. So these were the peppers that I started growing a couple days ago. You can see I actually put them under a little bit of plastic just to create a little bit of humidity. And my other 2 haven't actually started coming up yet, but peppers take a little bit longer than most other things. So these are the little sprouts that I just planted today. So as you can see, the tops of them are kind of yellow. They're kind of gangly looking. But the nice part is within a couple of days, those little yellow leaves are going to turn green and they'll start standing up a little bit better on their own. I've got a mixture of some tomatoes, some peppers, some flowers. So I have all of those. And then down below, I just wanted to show you something. I actually save these little containers from different places that I go to restaurants, and they make great little greenhouses. So I've planted some different things in here. These on this bottom row were a little bit smaller. The sprouts were smaller, but they'll pop up in no time. And then I've got a few back here. And these are my onions. I actually transplanted those into a bigger bowl. So as you can see, my seeds now are transplanted. They've gone from sprouts to little tiny plants, and within the next couple of days, they're gonna start growing, and you're gonna see a big difference over the next few weeks. So hope this helps. I hope it encourages some of you to start, you know, taking seeds and, oh gee, a spider. Sorry about that. I hope it encourages some of you to start planting from seeds rather than buying those expensive plants from the nursery. When these are a little bigger, I'll put them into their own individual pots. But this is a great way to start, and we'll be ready for spring before you know it. Thanks for watching, and if you like this content, please subscribe. If you can give my channel a like or a thumbs up, it really does help my analytics, and I really appreciate it. So thanks for joining me today. See you next time.